Well, do we have rules? Yes, we do for most things in life, and sometimes the rule book is in our head. And today, Karen Degen is joining me with some more wonderful advice. I love the topic today because I think a lot of viewers out there will have the big moment where they can recognise it to themselves. So where do we start?
Well, I get a lot of people coming to me for help with relationships. And one of the things I get so often is when their husband or wife has just broken up with them and said, I haven't been getting what I wanted for a lot of years now. And my client is like, I didn't know. And you know, I've come to this conclusion that we have, I call it a rule book in our head. It's not really a rule book, but in our head, we've got an idea of what we need, want and expect from the other person. And the thing is, we don't usually tell the other person what we need, want and expect. And they have no idea, so how can they possibly meet it?
And then we get annoyed, don't we? Because they don't know our rules. Is that what you find?
Oh, yeah, people say to me, but they should just know. And so one of the things I have to help people with is how to communicate what their needs, wants and expectations are, what the rules that we have are, because the other person, and just because they know what our rules are, doesn't mean they're going to meet them, but it means that at least they know what they are and they can at least try and meet our expectations.
Well, can you give it as an example of someone that you've helped to change the rules in their book?
Well, I help people to communicate, like for instance, if they are having problems in their relationship, and I've got one lady in particular I'm thinking of at the moment, her husband is not meeting her needs and she's considering whether to stay or go. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before you even make that decision, you have to communicate, you know, he doesn't know that he's not meeting your needs because she hasn't told him. So I'm helping her to, I'm teaching her a lovely way that she can. I've got this particular technique. We haven't got time to go through it today, but I've got this particular technique that I can use that you can communicate what you need from the other person in a nice way that doesn't get their back up and makes them aware of what your expectations are.
Well, that's a good way of putting it. Well, they don't get defensive and think it's an attack at them.
Yes.
But if that's wonderful that client is coming to you though, before the fact,
yes,
and not after the fact. That's quite a strong, and obviously you've got to look at it both ways and think, well, do they really want this relationship if they're already recognising it? Is that where you come in with EFT?
Yes, definitely. I mean, often people come to me trying to make a decision, and not just in a relationship, but particularly in a relationship, or do I stay, do I go, or if we've really split up, do I go back to him or her? And I will say, look, I don't give people advice. What I do is I clear the emotion out the way. When we clear the anger, the resentment, the fear, you know, for making a change, when we clear all of those different emotions out of the way, you know what the right answer is for yourself.
So what should people do when they realise that I've got to stop blaming the other person for all my shortfalls? Because that must happen quite a lot. Is it it's someone else's problem, not mine? Once you get to the point where you recognise, oh, actually, it's me, what should we do?
I like that actually. Gandhi always used to say, be the change you want to see in the world. And I've changed that slightly and I say, be the change you want to see in the relationship. So I help people to be the change they want to see, and yes, they might think that their partner's got all the problems, but I help them to make the changes first, and then we can clear, and once we've made changes in ourselves, once we've communicated our rule book, then we've got a clear picture of whether the other person can then meet, you know, our expectations and can go along with the person that we're trying to be. So then we know, then we've got a clear picture. They either can or they can't. We know what decision we can make.
Yeah, great. But we do need you, Karen. We do need you to help us on that journey. So what will you be sharing with us next time you're with us, Karen?
I've got two little evil words.
Ooh.
I know. That
chocolate? No.
No. Two little evil words that make us feel wrong all the time. So they affect our self-confidence, our sense of self-worth, they just affect everything in life. So I'm going to teach you about these two little words and what we can do to eliminate them from our lives.
Oh, I love it. A bit of a teaser there, isn't it? But I think out of our session today, I said session, isn't that funny? Because I feel like I've actually had a session with Karen Degen today. But I think the learned thing for us, so can you just say that quote again from Gandhi, because I love that. I think that's what we should take away this week.
I've changed it to be the change you want to see in the relationship.
I love it. That's great.